Load up. Up, yo. What's up, crazy? Go in. I think my dad's gone crazy. Oh, that's what we gotta do. One more thing. What's up, Jeremy? And Velocity, guys. Gotta get this thumbnail loaded on. So annoying. All good though. Make it work right. Channel. Working. Sorry, everyone. We're getting there. Can't stay for long, sadly. I really just wish time zone was better. Yes, crazy. Glad you got it. I'm streaming all early for you, Velocity. What is this? Alright, we're good. On so much earlier than normal, too. Dang it. What's up, Oozin? Got the whole gang here. Alright. Let's get it. Continuing. I'm just saying I'm way earlier than normal. Like 30, 40 minutes earlier than normal. I had some ideas. I started messing with some things earlier just to get them out of my head because I was like, I'm gonna forget this if I don't. Those, one of those. The Uncharted server, yeah, I just saw your message. Oh, sorry, crazy. I was just laughing because I was like, as soon as you sent your message, I knew exactly what you were gonna ask. I was like, God damn. Oh man. I mean, I feel like I did all the work there. You were like the innocent bystander that got caught in the crossfire. I knew when she called me a cutie that it was a scam. And she was just trying to sell me some crap. Trying to get back in a sleep rhythm. That's a smart thing. But yeah, school starts soon, doesn't it? I both miss and don't miss school. Double-edged sword. Pulling off on the vape, that's a good punishment to make yourself really get her done. I don't have that kind of self-control. I just got nothing better to do. This, right? Yeah. Other. I believe, yeah. Pretty good day, V. No, it's 4 a.m., right? Cutie? Oh, jeez. I mean, got banned in the Discord, so she probably knew it wasn't gonna work out. She tried to convince me to get. She's like, "Do you love Pokemon?" And then she's like, and her main thing is like Pokemon emotes, and she didn't even spell Pokemon right. I'm like, that's just offensive. You can't come in here trying to sell me some crap and you can't even spell the dang thing right. Like, that's just stupid. What kind of crap is that? What I did over here? Right. Yeah, it's not right. What's up, Backwoods? Yeah, I saw the messages as soon as I got off to Crazy, and I was like, just a heads up, dude. And then he told me that you had just said something to him. There it is. Hello? Work. That? Cool. Sure. Totally makes sense. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, same thing. Craft. I was like, yeah, very specific about the emotes I like. Like, I gotta have the ideas. And she's like, I got the ideas. Pokemon emotes. I'm like, that has nothing to do with my channel. What is this? Like, leave me alone. Is this tactic worked for you in the past? Like, why don't you go to, like, Pokemon streamers if you make Pokemon emotes? Like, that's so dumb. Night Velocity. Peace out, man. Get some rest. Catch you on the next one. Good to see you, even if it's only for a few. A date her in the Shadow Realm? I mean, technically, she didn't do anything in the server itself. Like, I banned her because she was hitting me up as well, like in DMs and stuff, and like I was like, I already knew what she was gonna come to do. She was just using my server as a way to find other people to send her garbage to. So it wasn't necessarily like you should have banned her or anything. Either way, like you probably would have been like, is she being annoying or is it just me? The old. Oh no, I can't. Ah. Of course, it's always one off, man. So we just use this. Yeah, it's fine. These ones are great because I can just fake it. Fallout 4, welcome in Beans. I mean, I am a cutie, so I mean, I can't blame her for calling me a cutie, you know? Like, she ain't wrong. I'm just a married cutie. I knew it was a scam when I said something about my wife, and she was like, okay. Well, that's not a good start there. For you. You're gonna win your brownie points with me that way. Cringed when she said that, right? I tend to be someone who like I enjoy the game of messing with that person and like leading them on thinking that they're gonna get like they're gonna scam me or something because I'm not a moron. But for me, it's fun to just like waste their time since like there's only like 3 of us in chat anyways. So it was like whatever. I don't even care. I'll amuse it to see if there's something else here that's like I'm maybe missing. I don't want to be like a jerk just out of no reason. Stuck here. Sir. Sir. Thought that was really need to build a floor out here now. Oh my goodness. This is a... What's up? Squarish. Yeah, we're finally redoing the workshop in the back. Building out another tower, essentially. But I was like, I need to make this base like actually functional, not just this like weird little space that I use to like craft things in the corner. Be able to do this. I don't really need that there anymore, I guess. I don't know why I put that. Whoever gave me... Oh, yeah. That would be Uzin. Pretty sure. Potentially Knife, but most likely Uzin. He's donated a crap ton recently. Man's godsend. The server's ready. Woo! Come in and I'm going to steal all your resources for my own. You have any tips for roofs with different pitch? I'm making... It's not impossible. A Roman temple, but it's not impossible to achieve a low slope. Unfortunately, you just gotta work with what you work with, man. They don't really give you a whole lot. The only thing I could tell you is do like steps. The more, like if you're gonna use stairs, like use the smaller stairs and then do what I did here. Like you kind of have to make a step. That way it sort of gives, you can only really make the illusion of a lower slope by doing like that. So it sort of shallows out the slope, I guess is the way I'd call it. Hard to say. What's up, Burger? Yeah, it's unfortunately a very difficult thing to accomplish in this game. Nice thing is there is with these roof pieces, they don't look quite as good, I personally think, but you can sort of achieve that effect a little bit easier. But like all my roofs tend to be like the same sort of pitch overall. Just like the details that make them sort of look slightly different. They all utilize the same sort of rough idea. Do things like this where you like step back balconies and stuff and sort of like create the roof in different ways. Breaking it up sort of like this can help. Still the same pitch, but by adding in the different details and not making it like a point, that can also help. I say I watched the new Alien movie yet? I did not hear that. Was it good? Is the question. Yeah, Crazy is a avid Weevil supporter, so if you support the aphids, he might go after you. That's what I missed. I was like, what is Jeremy talking about? Something about the Enshrouded server? I'm like, oh, never mind. I get it. The only ship I'm on today is I had 2 Red Bulls, and at 32, this is probably a bad decision. It's a long day. Met up with some friends for lunch that were in town that I haven't seen in ages. That was really fun. One of my best friends from high school, but he still lives in the town we grew up in. Which is only like 3.5 hours away, but we just have not had like any time this summer to really get out and see people. Too much going on all the time. Too many streams to do. Where are the aphids at? Like that. Killing innocent bugs. What New Game Plus does to a person. Sad part is you kind of have to, because then you're going to increase your chance of getting more infused bugs, so it's like, it's a win-win. Apparently there's no aphids. The movie was good. These people started talking to me after the movie, though. Oh, yeah. Why do people think that people want to talk to them? Like, when I'm out in public, I just want to, like, head down. Maybe that's just COVID. Ever since COVID, I haven't liked talking to people as much as I once did. Where did he go? Thought you could escape me, did you? Maybe that's just being in my 30s, though. I just don't like people anymore. that might be a more accurate description. Change this. There's another one. Another one. Might start playing Stardew once a week with my wife. I doubt she would want to be on stream in any capacity, but I could probably still stream it while she just plays and enjoys herself. The way to get some more random time into stream. In a restaurant, so I deal with enough of them, so I don't want to deal with them out in public, right? Seriously though. Sad thing is, I work from home. I talk to people on the phone here and there, but I don't even deal with people. That's probably added to it as well. The fact that I don't really talk to people that much during the day, except for in chat messages. Almost out of shrooms. The hard part's going to be figuring out how to make this base what I want it to be. Like, funny part is I wanted to make it smaller. Somehow the bottom has ended up bigger. Like, quite a bit bigger. But it's going to taper upwards, so it's not going to be as big inside, but now I'm going to have all of this extra space to, like, mess with. Like, this is a ton of random space. Oh, it's extra mushroom, too. Now I gotta figure out what to do with this space. And all these random materials. So I was only planning on having this little thing. Oh. Let me out. Still don't think this is enough space, and I want to make a better thing, so we'll figure it out. Little by little. Came up with the column thing today. Wanted, like, I didn't want literal walls, but I wanted it to feel maybe a little more blocked in. So I like that as well. And it fits with how many, I've used columns like everywhere else in this build too, so I wanted to keep using them. And then I'm messing with the patterning on the front, because I wanted a door still, so I can actually get down to this, like, secret tunnel. I guess I could make this the secret, like, basement entrance. So it comes from, like, up top instead of having all this randomness and this little path. I just build a staircase that gets you down to here in some way. So I can run in, I don't have to run out of the base to run in the base. I got a mess of stuff though. I got a bunch of crap I gotta break down. Making a real mess around here. But I already really like how this That's where the whole thing looks. So that part's nice. Especially because I had like no clue what I was gonna do just 2 days ago. Maybe we do. Actually, technically, if I copied that the same, be like this. What happening? Windows. Have some stairs. Do some placeholder stairs to get an idea. That's actually perfect. That becomes where the next floor starts. Okay. So that's probably a good way to do this. Or to add in this little detail where corners filled. Oops. That's fun. I need a lot of ash cement on this build thing. I thought I had like 200 or 300. I guess I used a lot more ash cement in that other build. A lot more than I thought. Dang it. I get distracted working on builds and then don't collect anything for a couple days. And then, crap, I was doing so well. I had hundreds of everything. I guess I do have lots, actually. We just gotta cook it. Dropping a like, just subbed as a fellow backyard explorer. Let's go. Hope you're having a good night. Oh, I'm out of range, dang it. Escaping ordinary. It took me a second. I had to read that twice. Hope you're having a good night. Whatever. That's fine. Tuning in for the first time. We're working on a new, more functional workshop. Had this janky little hole down here that I've just worked off of for a while. And I finally want to make it into like an actual functioning base. I want to have a place for every single chest, a chest for every single item in the game, or like resource at least. So we got to get to work. You have game audio off. I realized there was no audio on YouTube vid earlier today. Shouldn't. It bug. It seems like it's being quiet now. Huh. Well, now it doesn't seem like it is. Weird. Huh. Gotta love how. Yeah, why? Gotta love when. There we go. OBS just decides to change your output. I swear, every time. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It just like changes randomly. Like from day to day. It's just like, you know what? I think he wants to use this audio device today. Like that's not the one. It's also weird because this mic brings up two different ones, and so it'll switch between the chat one and the regular one. Which is very annoying. It is what it is, though. What a server, Uzin. Just saw your message. Jeez. Oh man. I specifically like the admin password. Fitting, fitting. I hate that. What's up, Fancy? Welcome in. How's it going, man? Okay. Coming along a little bit here. That is a horrible noise. Those ovens finishing? Sounds disgusting. Go. Excited, I get to go to a football game tomorrow. College as well. Should be a good time. Haven't been to a football game in ages. Since like COVID was started, really. I don't think I've been to a single game since COVID. Used to go to 2 a year probably, at least. Not gonna be the most amazing game, Oregon versus Idaho, but fun to get to one at least. It's been way too long. We're gonna run out so fast. Oh, I should have been preparing. I never realized what an ash cement slut I am. I'm liking this so far, though. Feels like it really ties in pretty dang well already. Tower with the stairs is a lot better from what it originally was. Yeah, I guess we are gonna have to. I didn't really think about the fact that these don't really have a good entrance. I'm gonna have to rethink this area a little bit. Like, do I really want to go up here, down there to get in this main entrance? This one's more efficient, but the other one's kind of weird. Didn't really think about that. I just liked that the stairs were there. But since this is the same entrance, essentially, we can just make it work here. Keep our secret tunnels going. Build that. It's not sticking out weirdly. Need to make a pet barn here. I don't know why I never did that. I could just put my ant away. I don't have to worry about him destroying things. Yeah, I did never have one. Weird. I think I'm just gonna leave this all mushroom. I was thinking yesterday, I was like, just so much mushroom, but it's such a weird corner. It doesn't feel like it's gonna be useful just like wasting time putting patterns in this big thing when all the focus is really gonna be the main tower at least. That's the plan at least. Not sure if it sounds any different, but I figured out that my AC unit has a like quiet button. Finally. So hopefully that sounds maybe a little better. Dude, that was my entire school for me was sleep deprivation. There was nothing else but it. Oh, oops. You don't hear it? Good. That's the goal. Yeah, architecture school, man. Just really, really late nights. And I was one of the better students when it came to, like, not procrastinating. I tended to do a much better job than most people in architecture school were able to, just because I had prior experience to, like, I knew what was ahead of me. Yeah, there's a lot of sleepless nights in college. We'll go 3 floors at least, I think. Gotta be at least 3. Or else it's gonna look too squatty. Need a decent amount of height on this build. I don't want to, like, overshadow anything, since it's just kind of a workshop. But I was thinking, like, midway to this, this level, somewhere in this range. So that probably actually is gonna work perfect. Yeah. I think that'll work well. Now I really have a problem, like, drinking a Red Bull and smoking, dude. The ADHD cravings. All the dopamine at once. Alright. Let's sleep. Let's go get ash cement. I'm not texting, I'm just chilling, no worries. Chill away, my friend. That's all we're doing tonight. Chill building. Do a floating bridge to join them? To look at it. I saw a... There we go. Oh, dang it, I closed it. Open up. Come on. Looking at some precedent ideas, I guess. Images. And I found this. Like, this thing looks. This is part of what I'm sort of working off of for this current build. The Lord of the Rings. Food ravel like that. Like tiered towers. This crazy necromancer thing. Sort of idea behind it, I guess, is like a necromancer tower. some evil castle sort of thing. So a floating bridge is kind of an idea. I have no clue how I would do it yet, but that was one of the ideas I was kind of looking at.
Meals on wheels.
Get some lint while I'm over here too. I'm gonna use a lot of it on all this flooring. I should do a whole lint real quick. Probably be smart. He had no clue. I feel bad.
I believe!
Get out of here. Why does this thing feel so strong? I feel like they're normally this strong. Oh, another one. Oh no. Didn't try to knock me off the edge.
Let's see what's around here.
Spicy stabbing. That's why. Why you gotta be so late? And keep just whiffing these blocks. Whiffed. Oh no. Hey, leave me alone. I'm over here. I'm not happy about it, but the
Black ant here, black ant there,
spicy
black
club I
ants
have is better,
everywhere.
but the ant. The great sword is so much more fun. I've also been trying to find a trinket, the ultimate just all around trinket would be a, holy cow, they're everywhere. Spicy damage up best, fresh damage up best, salt damage up best. Got one the other day that's salt and spicy or something like that. Salt and fresh. And then the third thing is superfluous. It'd be a nice trinket to just have around. Yeah, I was also very early for tonight compared to normal. My son took all of a 5-minute nap today. So 6 o'clock rolled around and he was toast. There's nothing left in the tank. He was getting cranky. So we just decided to put him to bed. Move stream to my phone so I can play Enshrouded. Cool, cool, cool. So slow. Sorry, my wife's texting me. Hey, I'm early for your guys' entertainment, okay? Don't hate on me for being early. That's a plus here. Well, they needed more mushroom too, so this works. Just do a whole little farming run here for everybody. Ha, no wife joining. She's just trying to figure out where a cord is. No, she's thoroughly enjoying her relaxation time. Our son never goes to bed this early. She's got a whole night of freedom. I think she's playing either The Sims, Stardew, or Don't Starve. Was her plan. Lucky me because the kid went to sleep early. You ever thought about putting 300 potting planters on top of the brownie book bin? I absolutely refuse to use the planters for farming. It is way too annoying picking everything up and just like constantly selecting and the planter itself for me, so I literally never use them. I have a farm. I have a decent sized farm for them. I just really detest using them. Raw science. The only thing I use the planter garden patches for is mussel sprouts. Just because there's no other way to get like a ton of those. I just don't like spamming and then like trying to pick them up, and I keep selecting the planter and then it drives me nuts.
Just another spider. Not too scary. Never killed one before.
Take that, sucker. And I'm really able to get more than enough from just these areas, so... And then I don't have to like replant them as well, which also takes extra time. Like you can get a massive amount, but it just, the extra time it takes to just replant over and over again is also boring. It's all time I could be building. Of course there's an infused one. Collecting these too, I guess. Most of the time these guys don't even notice me, but every once in a while, they throw everything they got at me. Missed one. Just casually collecting. Don't mind me, wasps. You're fine. Get out of here, eh? Yeah, it's just like that. We're like accidentally select that one. Drives me nuts. Alright, to the undershed, get the lint, and back to building. It's on Ethan.
Meals on wheels.
Keep up them food stores. Going that way. Does anyone else's save have that ant at the entrance to the undershed at all times? Like there's always been an ant there, and I'm pretty sure they like patched it and fixed it, and it's still never gotten rid of it. Well, she gone. Get this done real quick. I'm gonna have to stay on top of farming ash cement every day too. Wanna run out. I think I'm gonna use a lot in this build. Parkour King.
That was refreshing.
It's just one. What? Far enough. Yeah. As long as that dude doesn't see me. Oh, almost ran off the edge.
There's
That
a
would've sucked.
roly-poly, the Insect Kingdom's battering ram.
What the heck just happened? I've never had a lint explode like that. Great weed, so weird. Double bounced off of my axe. Oh my goodness. Of course. Okay. The only reason I don't like... and used to play on push to sprint, now I just have toggle. And every once in a while it just totally messes with me. Oh, my lint. Why does it bounce like this? I hate it. In what universe does lint bounce? Never understand it. Spiky burrs shouldn't bounce either.
Chow down,
roll.
hungry termite.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I knew I was doing. Got to get the stuff on top of the pipe before going across. if I can do this jump. Oh yeah. That's honestly way easier on the other way. Gotta have the speed though. Fell to my death. Can't help me get these. Yeah.
God! Poison!
Stupid spider made me miss my limb. Rude. Found a glitch in Enshrouded. You know, I started a farm. I planted flax seeds, but there is an option to pick up the plant if you mess up placing it. So I picked it up and got 2 seeds back. I had 10 seeds. Nice. I'll have to mess with that because you need an absolute crap ton of flax. That was like the one thing I could never get enough of. I was just constantly planting and replanting and planting and replanting. I really just want like a sandbox. That would be really What are you doing over there, ant? Come on. I don't remember what I used water for. I feel like I needed it. Oh, the potions and stuff, or healing. What I used it for mostly. That would be nice too as well. Good to know. Of course the ant showed up. Where you at, ant? There we go. Thousand. Garbage. Getting low. He dupered. No. Might just be talking quiet too. My mic and everything turned up all the way though. Already had half of my flax fully grown. Now I'm just redoing the seeds because you don't get the seeds back from planting them just when they're fully grown. Yeah. Like Velocity had issues too, like on his phone and using headphones for some reason. Like it sounds good for everyone else, but could probably get my mic a little closer, but it always sounds a little rough with the AC unit going as part of the issue. It sort of messes with how much audio is picked up or not, but it's hot. So I like having the AC. You do have game audio now, there is that. That would help. It drives me insane. It drives me insane it like flip-flops so much for no reason. Lots of that. No ash cement. Literally no ash cement. Doomed. I have to make this wall more interesting. I like copy. I think it's gonna be more functional this way though. I mean, if everyone thinks it's quiet, I can figure out how to make an adjustment somewhere. I mostly care about how this base looks like from here. I don't want to like, I'm not going to spend ages designing the back of this since it's like literally the furthest corner of the entire map. As long as it doesn't look like crap, we'll be fine. Figured out my issue yesterday as well. The some of the placement, some of these triangles were already like pre-registering that they were gonna rotate, I think is what the issue was, if that makes any sense. They the triangles tend to like to rotate, and so it would not let me place here, but it was because there was it was already reading something like the wrong way. It's hard to explain. The one, like the one next to it, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Because when I came back, like they were there. So there was like some of these where I had just placed them and stuff. They were like already gonna start rotating. Really weird. Very weird, grounded. Moving your entire building process? Yeah. I mean, in some way, shape, or form. I have a feeling the bottom level is going to be processing, and then above that. But I might do... I think the best way to do it is I'm going to do just, I don't know, something on the bottom floor. Maybe, probably not processing, and then the middle floor is going to have all of the crafting stuff, so all of the ovens and spinners and everything that's going to like pull from a chest. So like crafting table, all this stuff, all that, smoothie machine, all that junk, ovens, anything and everything like that will be in the middle. That way I can put stuff on the bottom floor and the floor above it, and hopefully get better like distribution. Because like my current issue is that my chests don't reach. Like I've got like a chest, one of these chests has rust in it, and the rust doesn't reach over to this last oven. So I'm gonna have to like kind of figure out how to make a perfect sort of set up so it pulls from everything properly. That's why I'm thinking like the middle level might be the way to go, so then I can kind of put things right above it and below it and get the most out of it. But it's gonna be hard to say how it's gonna go. The pagoda is pretty efficient, so I guess there's like kind of emulate that as much as I can. Okay. Cool. Because at least a decent amount of this base, I want it to be like efficient and like function very well. I haven't built like an actual base in a very long time. So it's a fun little challenge. But overall, it's probably going to end up pretty similar to the pagoda overall in every way. That me likey or likely? Fertilized farm soil, you can place it on the ground using the construction hammer, and if you use a rake, I have seen the rake. That thing is crazy. That's a really good like terrain tool. It seems like it's pretty limitless. Been building too much for the aesthetic, yeah. This is sort of like finding a balance. Is kind of the goal with this base, where it's still going to be a cool castle, but like this whole castle is literally pointless. Like there's literally no function to it whatsoever. Like 90%, over a third of this entire base is just stairs. Like there's just nothing in it. It just looks really cool, but it's like literally just cool staircases. The whole thing. I was like, you know, there was like reasoning and behind the ideas of the previous builds, but they weren't like, this has function to it. None of these, like that, and that have literally no function. And like this will be the Great Hall, so that'll work well. The Wizard's Tower, I mean, you gotta have a Wizard's Tower. So like those are functioning, so semi-functioning. We'll just see where it goes. But like, this is gonna be a sick thumbnail. Gonna be this like crazy castle showing in between these two. Or like from the other side, maybe. Yeah, this is gonna look really cool with the stairs and stuff. I like the ash half walls up the side. That's a cool decorative design I haven't done. Yeah, one of the precedent images that I've been looking at has these like fins. And it's actually really common for like when I was looking up like Necromancer Tower on Google, it was like fins and stuff were very prominent. Like verticality and stuff. So I was like, this would be perfect for it. And so the idea being that it will go up here, sort of take a step back, it'll go up, and then it'll step back out a little bit. Probably just a half block like this. And then have like a big ash cement ring around the top, and then I'm gonna try to do something, I don't know if it's literally this maybe something in between this and this, I don't know. Utilizing some type of spiky thing at the top that I can come up with. Knife, you're taking my job though, man. I'm the building tips guy. That's like my thing. I think the fins just look really cool, especially from like this lower angle. Like from the player's perspective. Yeah, this looks sick. And then we just won't really look at it. It's got like this big old booty in the back. But it makes sense to have like a big platform holding it. So I'm fine with it. And I may have to switch these windows around. So they're down one. I don't know. I'm still very disappointed that this Ludorev, they made it so this doesn't work anymore. I'm really sad. Can't do it at all. It's broken. Oh. Yeah. It's the closest I've gotten is that. It doesn't even sit on them right. Yeah. So this is the another old school design trick. I love now this is the two YouTube shorts that I have made on building tips have both been patched out of the game. I made a YouTube short on the tip on how to make this thing, and I made a YouTube short on how to make this like angled path, and this is also patched out of the game. But like I can't fix this one anymore because they patched it. It just like does not place any longer, even if you take this thing out. It just does not work anymore, sadly. No matter what I do, I cannot get them to work again. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just got that to work not too long ago. Huh. I mean, I'm hoping that maybe I can find a way to do it, just being patient enough. So honestly, that's how like many things that I've built have worked. Is just having the patience to just mess with it until I find the way that the game decides that it's going to be okay with it. But a big part of the design was taking these windows and using them. They would be down, so I'd swap this piece and this piece. And then it would be that little window design. That was going to be a big part of the design, but it's not currently working. But if you could do it in your world, let me know. Because then maybe it'll just be something that I'll have to figure out and mess with. I do want something. Probably going to need more detail in these walls. They're a little flat for me. A little too flat. Please, come on. Right from the player. Oh, that might be it. Could be. Like what? Oh, my pallet storage. What is happening? Got lights all over the place. No. Dang it. didn't make stairs off the side yet. Slowly. Alright, let's do it like this so I can actually see. The issue is like getting to a spot where I can actually... Yep. Can we do it from the inside? Feasibility test? Alright, let's do it like this. I'm not that far away there. What? That's a cool detail. Huh? Looks like a little sewer drain. That's really cool. Alright, let's do it again. Try this, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's like they don't pick up on the windowsill anymore. They're out here like Timber Builds is just breaking the game, doing all this crazy cool stuff. We gotta stop this, man. Not working. Mad about it. I can do it like that. Bummer. Oh. The floor? The floor's not gonna... Kinda weird. I think it is a conspiracy against me. It really has to be the only... Ugh. For a second there, it didn't say supporting. I was hopeful, but no. They hate me. I mean, I doubt they're gonna be patching too much in terms of like stuff like that. Knife, just because I mean they've already pretty much shown that, like, the fact that when you get out of the game and go back in, you get materials is like, I think an intended, very intended concept. Cool within it. I'd be surprised if they patch stuff like that out. That just make farming easier. Hello? Well, Luderav, I need you to do some testing then. I got nothing. I have no clue why it's not working. It's really weird. But I will say, the only two things I've made YouTube shorts of have been patched out of the game somehow. You tell me. Why is this not working? There you go. That'd be cool to be able to do there. Yeah, like, I think that's happening because this is a order block, and it's like the game is like, this thing is actually in a different position than it should be in. Infinite seeds, though, I don't think that should be possible because, at least from what I've seen, there's also in the game, if you build a square, like stone or dirt patch and then mine it, you get more back as well. I think it's very possible that that it is intended. Wonder since we can make lights float, if I can make the ceiling from the Grand Hall from Harry Potter. That's actually what I'm gonna do in here. Thanks to Uzin's his high ideas. We're gonna do this floor. I'm gonna turn this into a big Grand Hall, and then all you got to do is just build up some stuff like this. At least this is how it should work. We'll see. That actually had supports. Then you come get your light. Boom. And then yep. Good stuff. Cool beans. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, apparently. Is it maybe it's this was what it is. Oh. I don't know why that's working. I can't understand why some things work and some things don't. I wonder if it's like specific lights, because I have lights that are floating all over the place right now from stuff I've destroyed here. Where'd they go? The one time, yeah, literally though, that's actually pisses me off. Like, what? These ones are floating. How are these any different? Okay, I think I know what I did actually. Here's another test. I think I know what it is. It's not deconstructing, it's moving. Let's test this out. Because technically, I'm pretty sure all of those walls I just moved. And this wall type might be an issue as well. Who knows? Hard to say. Not even supporting anything though. I don't know. Dang it. Literally isn't even supporting anything either. Makes no sense. Alright, I got nothing for you. I don't know why it works and why it doesn't. The only option is shit happens. That's all I got. How annoying. Yeah, so the plan was to do the Great Hall sort of concept with like floating lights and so this will be a Great Hall and it might or may not have floating lights. God. I wonder if it's like they have to be there a certain amount of time, or like it's so hard to tell why some things happen and some things don't. Because like when I rebuilt this whole thing, I had a base that was like from back here to up here, and I had lights all over it, and I destroyed the entire bottom level, just like clean cut it across the bottom, and then dropped the entire thing, and every single light in the build stayed. So I had to individually go and destroy 200-300 lights. It was like so frustrating. We're out. Go cook up some more and go back and get some at the charcoal. I'm sure there's a way to do it, it's just one specific thing. Like I said in my top 10 build tips video, like it's all about the order that you do things. I cannot find any consistency as to why a specific order works or doesn't work. This doing. Um, sorry, I just saw that and was like, that is not supposed to be there. But just like the this thing, this was 100% putting it in the exact right order. If you try it in any order other than the way I did it, it doesn't work. It is like, it's such a finicky little thing, but it works consistently when it works. It's like, it's very weird. You know, I think you're right there, Ludorev. I think we're onto something here. The devs are like, this dude is just like going too crazy. He needs a life. Sure, I'll take 2 of those. Dude, another one? They're all right here. Yeah, I think Grounded, the devs got it out for me. I made a complaint the other day. Isn't even a complaint. I just made a comment in the bugs that I would like to be able to not have things rotate. And they were like, this dude's trying to get us to do some work. We're on to the next bigger, better thing. We don't want to be stuck fixing his building, making us look bad. But yeah, it's definitely a conspiracy theory now. It's proven. They're tired of me breaking this game and doing the impossible. That is like a very, such a streamer moment to be like, yeah, you just got to do this, and then it's like, nope. It works 100 times when I don't want it to work, but the one time I try to redo it, it actually just says I'm an idiot and makes fun of me. They're not about it. But they can dox me as much as they want. They're making Grounded too. That'd be fine. Leave me in the dust. Don't help me again if that's the case. Keep working. No breaks. Bugs me that that's one off, but it's fine. Yeah, it looks fun. I wish they either, like, it's the little nitpicky things. This is nothing against like the grounded devs specifically, but it's something I've noticed with like attention to detail as someone who thinks in like minute details all the time. Is that like, why is there a cross member on this side but not this side? But then when you make it angled, there's nothing. Like, it should have been either do it or don't, or make another block with a pattern. Like, I would have made blocks with patterns and blocks without patterns, as then we would have more ways to like do things, and there's such easy details they could have cranked that out. That's just me though. Might need to go even taller, maybe one more level. Technically the inside doesn't need to be the same level as what's shown on the outside. We can we have some creative liberty there. It doesn't quite feel tall enough with this. Maybe it will with the top on, but I don't know. It goes back to the they made too much money conversation we had before. Yeah, I think so. That's the way I see it. I don't know. Microsoft made their whole thing spiel on like continuing franchise brands. I think that's what gives me some hope. This is not really an Obsidian thing. It's a Microsoft thing since they're doing the funding. But they made enough money. It's like, especially with how small of a team was on this project too. Like it had to be a pretty decently profitable game compared to like some of the ridiculous ones where they just spend asinine amounts of money. Have massive studios that can't possibly be profitable. I guess the nice thing is I only need so much of this base to like reach and be like have. I only need so many chests that actually have a use for me to like be able to have close to the working machines that I'm gonna have. So if I do go a little ways away, I can put like random like bug part chests and stuff that aren't necessarily gonna get used as much. It's upper level, the like upper level. There's no way that the chest radius is even close to far enough. That made any sense at all. Lord of the Rings game that's like Enshrouded, but it coming out. Not out yet, right? Or is it the Return to Moria, the dwarf one that you're talking about? I also just started watching the new season of The Rings of Power last night. That's fun. Yeah, I've heard of Return to Moria. Wasn't sure if there was anything else out though. Some other game. It sounds like the most recent update was a pretty good addition, from what I heard from Jade's channel. It seemed like upon the first release, they had some it was a little rough around the edges, but it seems like, or at least it sounds like, they made some good changes for it. Waiting till it's all out before I watch it. Nice. Yeah, I just finished the other shows I was watching, so I was like, I saw that it came out and I was like, I'm just gonna watch it. It had my brain all messed up the first episode. Sort of a flashback and starts showing timeline stuff, and I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on. I was not paying attention enough for you to just start throwing that at me right at the start. Hold on. I had to like completely rewatch the first 15 minutes of the first episode. So far, it's pretty interesting though. I've only finished the first episode though. I've thoroughly enjoyed it though, so far. A lot of people are crapping on it, but I'm also one of those people that I can accept that this isn't the tried and true Lord of the Rings. And it doesn't have to be like a continuation of a world. It's like the same thing with like the Harry Potter series that's coming out. Like, in no way, shape, or form does making a TV series of Harry Potter at all infringe on the original. So it's like they can be two separate things and both can be good or one can be bad without having any effect on the other ones. I always laugh when people freak out. Like all the Star Wars stuff. I'm like, Star Wars isn't worse now because there's more of it. Some of it's not good, but a lot of it is just a continuation on stuff, something I love. Which is good enough for me most of the time. I really like season 1 too. I think a lot of people are just stuck in their old ways. I need to go up one more. It's like the Hobbits and stuff. Like, they're different, but I really enjoyed the Hobbit. All 3 of them. Sure, there's things that could have been changed or done different, but I've watched each one of them 5 times now, probably. So they obviously were good enough for me to enjoy. Anytime I get like an expansion on an interesting world like that, I tend to enjoy it. Okay, so I think it would be that. Gotta step out more though. I'm just saying the Hobbit movies, not the actual Lord of the Rings. I've probably seen the Lord of the Rings movies 10 times maybe. These days I tend to do like major movie series, I watch them like once a year. I've learned if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. That's 100% correct. You definitely will have haters doing anything different. These are too small. I need to use the bigger triangles. I should probably leave these up here then. I kind of like that detail. Grab one of these and see if I have any other ideas with it. There, I will tell you how much I made. Oh, the farm. Yeah, I saw you said you were putting the farm in the shrouded ideas or builds. Can't build on the edge of these. His power levels are over 9,000. Night Beans, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a great rest of your night. Not sure if everyone had heard, but we did get affiliate on Twitch yesterday. I gotta go through all the tax stuff, but I think I can get the emotes and stuff up on the channel, which is really cool. Lost kind of how many times I've seen all the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies. I probably listened to the audiobooks half a dozen times. Oof, that would take forever. But I've done that with the Harry Potter books multiple times, so who am I to talk? This is where it's going to get a little interesting, because I kind of changed up the design from my original idea with this, like, cutback thing here. Makes this part a little funky. But we could probably just continue it up. So the mushroom sort of hides that. be too high. Proportionately, at least. Then the question is, how do we make this? These ideas are going to be funky. I have to mess with this a lot. This is going to be some serious trial and error to make this roof thing. Because I want it to sort of like a tower. This tower needs to be taller, maybe. It's feeling a little too short still. Like one more layer, maybe. Then I can make the ceilings taller at least, I guess. Maybe I should have done one more layer in between each. Proportionately, that might actually look a lot better. 4 instead of 3, it'll make it look a lot taller. Having more taller, I guess. Taller sections in between. Since it's kind of a squatty big building. Made over 141 linen, just placing them randomly, and now I just made them on the fixed grid, so hopefully I got a lot more next time. Nice. I do plan on playing a bit of Enshrouded soon. I'm gonna just bust through the story. Bust through the last of the things and try to get the last items I'm missing is really what I'm gonna be doing. And just collecting materials and getting more comfortable. Figuring out how the heck the build system works. That way, once I stream it, it'll be a little easier to mess with. Definitely think we need to go one higher at least. This building's looking chonky. If it's gonna be a workshop, we gotta have a lot of space. We can do a lot of fun stuff in here, I think. It'll be a great addition. It's a little bit bigger than I would have liked, I think. But I think for making a functional base, that's probably the best route to go. Oh, we definitely need a bridge over here. Of course it's on an. Remind myself to build a bridge over to that space. Yeah, it's gonna look a little ridiculous from this angle because this tower is gonna be fatter than this tower, but from the front, it doesn't look as chunky. Yeah, it looks a lot smaller from this side. Still big, but it looks proportionately the same to the bottom portion of this base. But it's gonna be sort of a since this is gonna be an actual base, I want to make it the shape of it a little bit more usable, similar to the pagoda, where it's like the hexagon or octagon sort of shape is really efficient. Allows you to kind of like put stuff on the curved walls. This is going to be the issue though, is the pagoda is built on different grids. So you can do this really easily on each wall. And so if I want to do like chests on this wall, I have to use this, and that's just, ugh. Like, ain't nobody like that. It's not great. I'm definitely gonna have to mess with that. What I could do is sort of thinking to make this base. I like this cutout. It makes a nice sort of it makes the base look a little bit smaller, not just this big chunky thing. So if I change maybe this angle, this is where it's gonna be hard. Can't do an angle there, so that we'll have to mess with that. But if I push this part of the wall in, I think it's gonna make the whole base look way smaller, which I think will be visually appealing, but then we gotta make it work, is the struggle. Because I could put all the machines in this area. That might be the best route. Like, we do something like that in the corners. It's an option. I actually really like that this sort of frames this. It's gonna make the upstairs areas a lot easier to make chests everywhere. It'll look good. Yeah. Let's see. I think this size flooring is gonna make the most sense. Let's maybe move that. Look, we could, jeez. Could either do stairs like that, or actually we can go like this. Could do some cool staircase like that. Also where I like to utilize these stairs as half stairs instead. Maybe that's the route. That's an option. Go straight upstairs. I don't hate it. We'll see. Either of those could work pretty well, honestly. Or even flow-wise, this may make more sense too. Who knows? You gonna catch up to me? I need to hurry. I think you got a while, don't worry. I'm definitely not like rushing to get into Enshrouded. I'm thoroughly enjoying working on these builds in the sandbox, so I'm not in a rush to switch. But if I get that itch, you never know what's gonna happen. It could just take off, leave you in the dust. Could make the lower level. I'm gonna have to think about the organization here quite a bit. It's gonna be tough. Okay. On these upper levels, it's gonna be just chest. That's why I like this a little bit. If we do that, then it makes chests easy, but a square is so much more efficient for this, so that's gonna be weird. Not bad. Just did. Did an extra. A little weird with that window, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Could do chests. all the way around. Like, the whole point of this base is, one, to be a functional workshop to utilize for building out the rest of the sandbox, since I've wanted to make this into like a functional base the whole time. I just didn't start with it for some reason. But also I want to have a chest for every single like resource item. So it's just going to be a handful of just big rooms. It might end up looking like a crazy library type thing. So like maybe there's floors with like, actually, all right, we're coming on to ideas now. If we did like this, that works. We'll figure that out as we go. But end up with like a mezzanine sort of level. That'd be kind of cool. And then more chests. So like even if I have to figure out how to sort of mess with this. So how we can get to each level, but got an iron pickaxe. I think I already have that. I'm not 100% sure though. No, I definitely do. Takes a while though. There's a lot of random content. So it could look like this, and then the next layer, this needs to be like the same as this. So it would have these maybe with some like railings on this level, and maybe this is lower too, because these chests are going to be ridiculous to get into, but that's not the idea. Is once I put stuff in the chest, I never have to touch it again. Yeah, I don't know. But that would look kind of cool. It would give sort of the effect of like a massive stack of materials. I think that'd be probably the most interesting way to do it. And then we just have to figure out how to do stairs. That's going to be a bit tricky. Badly does that stick out at all? Perfect. I should have known that it was going to be fine. Love when a plan works. I guess maybe the bottom floor is the functional floor. Or everything gets placed in the middle. What if we took some sort of middle platform? That was loud, sorry. Work phone just decided to receive an email or something. There could be like an inner area. I think Jade sort of did that. He did sort of a middle area and then built up and then put all of his stuff in the center. We could just make the bottom look really cool and not have to worry too much. And then once you get to the next level, it's just like pure function. And you're like on this maybe slightly raised platform. And I could utilize the stairs everywhere around it, like something like that. Very rough ideas here. They're definitely not finalized by any means. Could make, let's see, pillars. Now this is getting interesting. Something like this could look really cool. Now building the functionality, maybe that's where these corner pieces do come in. And if I build the chests way higher, sort of, then I wouldn't hate having like 5 levels of chests. I think that would start making sense because it's sort of this like big library tower. And I just need one in a chest, one item in a chest, and then I can just hot deposit everything. So it doesn't have to necessarily be something you can like get into each chest, as long as they all sort of reach like the inner crafting table. I think that makes sense. Can't see, there's too many blueprints. Hold it up, I guess I want to see. For linen or flax? Guess these could both go here. You could build a bunch of cool stuff around this. I don't know. There's some possibility here. I like the idea of like the mezzanine and having like a really tall area that just looks like a massive library. Since it's literally just like a stock of items. Then I could cover these up and only use that on certain areas to make them look cooler. Or I can make this all ash cement. Flax. Well, you said, read through everything you had already done. Is this so your total not including what you previously had, or what you have like absolutely totaled up now? Okay, so that would be the level. That's a lot of chests. The key is gonna be freaking stairs, though, so I feel like I almost do have to do this set of stairs like this. Oh, just the grid? That's hard. Hard to say, but maybe 500? Honestly, don't have a great frame of reference for enshrouded farming and stuff. $44 minutes. The timing it takes to build some of that stuff is actually kind of crazy. I will say that. Like, there's a lot of the machinery. Like, grounded is like less than 60 seconds. Some of those are like 5-10 minutes. You're like, 5 minutes? Are you kidding me? Like, why am I waiting 5 minutes for something to craft? Like, that's way too long for a building game. Like, what's the point of... Crap, where'd my... I did it again. Okay, I'm stuck. Help me. Where you at, Ant? Dang it. I did this the other day. I deposited my trinket on accident somehow. Not a good sign, though. Decrafted. deposited it last time. Crap. My quickness 608. Hey, 500. I was kind of on the right track. Dang it, dude. Oh, yeah, there it is. How did it get in there? That doesn't even make sense. I never used to use charge attacks, but I'm kind of a fan now. They're just kind of comical to me since you can one-shot just about anything.
Meals on me.
I'll save you, little buddy. You have been saved. I think most of the things I'm talking about, like copper and tin or something like that, some of those things took way too long to make. Anything that takes multiple minutes to make drives me nuts. Maybe they've changed since I played last, though. It has been a little while. Looked like that bee ran out of gas for a second. It just was like dropping to its death. Just an ash cement farmer. Yeah, 5 minutes is crazy, dude. That is way too much time for anything in any game. 5 minutes. Like, did they, like, think that through? Like, someone was like, 5 minutes is the right time. 5. It takes long enough to farm that stuff, and everything takes, like, 2 or 3 things to process. Like, you have to put it through something and then turn it into something else and then turn it into something else. And I'm like, I'm not down for that game. That's too much work. Question is, like, what do we even do if we leave this bottom level not the functional space? That's the question. 100% thought that through. That's how they keep you playing. Dude, the building, but like that's the thing is like they don't need to keep you playing. Instead of creating a pointless mechanic like it takes 5 minutes, if you're someone who's building and stuff, like I want to build fast. I don't want to have to like farm pointless materials like that, because the whole thing that's going to keep people playing is the endless building. Like the just ridiculously endless loop of building that you can do in that game. That will be 10 times more successful. That's where Grounded lost a lot of people as well. Like the grind is too heavy in certain parts of it. I found a way to sort of enjoy the enjoy it, where I'm a fan of it overall. But I also have now turned up a bunch of settings, so I'm kind of a fan of the way I set the game up. Removing things like that will keep more people playing longer, in my experience. Nobody needs a gimmick, you know? I think there's healthy ways to do that kind of stuff too that doesn't drain your soul waiting 5 minutes for something. You gotta think, like, a 5 minutes in a video game is a really long time. That's kind of like a ridiculous amount of time, in my opinion. To just wait for something. Like, nothing's actually happening. Now you can go farm other things, and don't get me wrong. There's plenty of other stuff you can do to pass that time and fill it, but... And if that's how the time has to be filled, like, it's time to think of a different mechanic. That's just the wrong mindset, in my experience. But it's what's gotten a lot of games in trouble. Not in trouble, but frustrated many gamers. I'm definitely thinking this staircase makes the most sense. At least to me. Some cool open spaces. Be like something like that. I delete. Weird. Also got a thing, 5 minutes of cooking metal, and then you got all that time to go out and do some work quests or keep building and to keep you occupied. Yeah. I think the struggle is that it's like they have the correct mentality in the sense that, hey, people want to build in this game, so let's make it extremely easy. If you just log out of your game and log back in, everything respawns. That is like the peak doing it the right way, where it's like, we're just going to remove the barrier, just unload the game and load it back in, everything spawns on reload every time. And so it's like, it's kind of, I guess the mindset I find funny is that they have it figured out in one aspect and then they don't understand it in another. Where I'm like, they're thinking through how people want to build in this game, for sure. Because it's like, I mean, they've said it a million times, it's about building. Like, it is one of the major features is the voxel building system. So you have to fully commit to that concept of, like, it's better to fully commit to, like, okay, if it's about building, you make it as easy as possible to build. There's no need for a grind, because the grind is the building. You just endlessly do fun things. Because if there was a sandbox mode in Enshrouded, I probably would just go build in that game forever. If I figure out the farming and stuff better and I start liking it more, it's possible that I switch it up, but not switch it up, what am I trying to say? It's possible that I stay in like a survival mode and really enjoy that. But I think the struggle is that there's not enough good story at the moment to justify taking that out. But they're still in early access and have a long freaking way to go. So it's very possible that all the things I am complaining about are easily fixed. God, this thing's such a mess. I guess this whole base build's gonna be a great, like, teaching moment, because I definitely say in my video, like, not to start from scratch and, like, how to rework a base. Instead of just literally breaking it down to the ground. Using some of the foundations and some of the aspects that are working and, like, just amplifying them. It's like some of this is just going. but certain aspects of this build still worked. The secret tunnel. Like, the secret tunnel I really like. It still needs to be reworked, and now there's even more room for goofy secret tunnels and stuff, so we'll have to figure out how those are going to work. And then I just amplified sort of some of these aspects where it's like, I had built this, and I just didn't really use it for anything. So now it makes sense to have, like, this cool set of stairs that go up, just the little things. Couch locked. Good one. I've been there before. That's why I prefer a sativa forward during the day. Dang. A lot of stuff to break and move and adjust here. So I wanted to go one more layer up. Forgot about that. Do this. Yeah, I like having a mixture. I think that's the way to go. One for day and one for night, yep. It's really the way to go. I was never a huge fan of the pen either, but I like pre-rolls were my thing. But when I looked at the pricing and how ridiculously long the pens last, I was like, why would I ever buy a pre-roll again? Like, I'll just get them every once in a while, but price-wise, it's like the pens last for so long. Like, ridiculous how much longer they last. And for a very similar amount of money, I can have a pack of pre-rolls that last for 2 weeks. Maybe, and then a pen that lasts me 2 or 3 months. Especially if you have a couple of them that like rotate. One's lasted me since May. Yeah, I think I have ones that have lasted. I don't think I've ever finished one. They get low, and then I go buy another one, and then I start the next one, and I'm like, I have like 5 or 6 of them just sitting around at any given time. And I don't feel like I use a small amount. Like, I feel like I heavily use them. Not nursing them or anything. Dang it. That'd be weird. Is that even tall enough? Feels like it needs to be even a little taller, but maybe just adding an extra layer in between each. One more mushroom layer might be the way to go. That would get me essentially another layer, but I wouldn't have to do another ring. I think spreading it out might actually make it look a little taller too. overall. Oh, dang it. It's probably the route I need to go. Doesn't really hurt anything on the inside either. Just make the floors one taller if I want to go that route. I want to say wouldn't feel. This floor, I guess we could test it and see. It doesn't feel very big. One more might actually feel really nice. Won't be able to, I'm not going to do chest down here anyways now, I don't think, so. This will be purely for aesthetics, so it won't really matter. So we'll have to go one more up, so that would kind of mess with this. That's all. Meld penned, used to last a week? Whew. There are different kinds though, I guess. So it's hard to say. It all depends on what you're getting. Makes a big difference, the stuff you get. Buckets, let's go. I'm a baller, shot caller. I'm cool with these stairs. I haven't really done anything with this, so that'll look nice. We'd lose one level because it'd have to go one higher. And it'd just be that, which I could just leave into this like that. Do one of these. That might work fine, actually. Oh, well, then it's going to do the same thing, I guess. I'm thinking straight. 20-inch blades on the Impala. Getting laid in that. Classic. I'm holding all of these. Typically only smoke when once my son's asleep and I'm just sitting around, me and my wife. You're that old? I mean, I knew it. So what does that say about me? We're all old. Oh, I actually hurt that by making it into that. How old is that old? We got all sorts of ages in here. I'm 32, so that's really old for some, ancient for others, and very young for some in here too. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it definitely needs to be taller, dang it. Bummer. Because we're still not even to the height that I wanted it to be anyways, so I guess I don't know why I'm questioning this. That was the plan from the beginning. I just don't want to redo all the layers again. $30 and feel about 46-ish? Yeah. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. That's for sure. It's amazing how quickly. I'm even in like decent shape too. Like my back is so messed up all the time though. Constantly. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We did that wrong. This, that. This, that. think proportionately that does feel a lot better. Dang it. It's amazing, like, you hit 30, and it really does, like, take a toll on your body somehow. Kind of blows me away at how... Like, I was always extremely fit growing up. I played soccer all year, I did track. During the pandemic, I was riding my bike like 20 miles a day almost. This is a full suspension mountain bike because that was the only bike I had at the time. I was just going ham every day. And then you stop for a second and it's like whole body crashes. You got to start from scratch again. Yeah, that height probably feels a lot better. It already makes it feel less squatty. I know it's quite a bit taller, but this might end up closer to the height of this than I thought. I guess realistically, if the plan was to go some crazy spiky thing, it's not that tall. It's probably gonna be a little taller than that, but that's not too bad. Oh, to be 21 again. Weird saying that. That felt really old to say. Already have arthritis in my hands. I'm amazed that my hands aren't destroyed from playing grounded alone. But my back, because I sit like a hunchback all the time, that part's, my back's destroyed. That's my biggest issue. I stretch. Just turn on a show after stream and stretch out. Once my wife goes to bed. Stretch on out all night. It's in my family genes. My mom has a little bit, but luckily I'm quite lucky with my family genes. They're good. Just looking at this, not wanting to do what I'm just said I was going to do. I don't want to make these adjustments. Not horrible. Not happy about it, but it's not horrible. I might have to do some of this off stream because this is good. Boring. That's gonna take me so long to do this whole thing. I'm alright with these proportions. They're already looking a bit better. So that's nice. It's gonna be worth it. Especially because my FPS drops to doo-doo while doing. Just the handy nap for some reason gets this lag. Dad started balding in his 20s and he had arthritis when he was 25. That is unfortunate. My dad has been bald for quite a while, but I was I think lucky enough to get my mom's side of the family's hair genes. No guarantees, but doing all right now. Luckily. It's very common though, honestly. Many people are balding. Not necessarily a bad thing. You just have to get used to it like everything. As you get older, you really get used to just everything and you stop caring as much too. Being a dad now, dude, I don't even care anymore. As long as I'm happy, I give one crap anymore. Sort of how things go. I constantly leave the house like covered in baby powder. Looks like I got like in a fight over my cocaine or something. I always laugh. I'm like, you let me walk out of the house looking like I just did like an 8-ball of coke. Like, what? Come on, help me out here. And I didn't do a good job at it. I like sneezed all over myself or something. I used to care a lot more though back in the day. Not so much anymore. Probably cared too much back in the day. Not bad. Well, probably this, I think I like these just because it's a great spot to add a bunch of lighting later on. Kind of like backlight a bunch of this. I think that'll look quite nice. Back in my day, back in Vietnam. No, just in like college and stuff. I mean, that was a while ago now, but been almost 9-10 years, I guess, since I finished up college. Really? Is that true? I guess I was 6. Just saying, as you get older, you stop giving a crap. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, the proportions of this look way better already. It's still a really big, chunky build, but I think we're headed in the right direction. I have no clue how I'm gonna make this thing work, so keep messing with it. But seriously though, back in 9. This build's gonna look dope. I typically, it's interesting how my brain works. Since I've had a handful of people like asking me how I think about things and like making the build tips video, like it's helped me sort of understand some of the thought processes I even have, because sometimes I just do things like I don't even really think, it just kind of happens, and I've struggled sort of how to like articulate how that works and how my brain thinks through this design stuff. So it's been fun kind of talking it through with people, because now I'm like, oh yeah, it just kind of starts off with like looking at a picture, and then I just start kind of going crazy once like the vision starts. Like once I got these sort of laid out, started like, oh, here's one detail that I like this sort of like spirals my brain out of control. And that's when it's like things just start going. I don't even really have to think about the design anymore. I just kind of like send it. This is all also a ton of really repetitive stuff, so that helps as well. It'll be a massive library. It works because then we can kind of continue the whole pattern up all the way to the top. And this can all just be chests the whole freaking way. Just because some of it's just going to look cool. I don't think we'll need this many shelves for this many chests, but I think it'll look really cool to do it, so we have to have some cool factor in this thing. Now that I've had the idea for like this open... I think there actually is a pretty good example of what I'm thinking of in Game of Thrones. It's not in King's Landing, but it's in Old Town. I have to look that up. It's where the maesters are trained. They got a massive library. What's up, backwoods? Hey. To be the trunk. This sort of works. Because this isn't centered. I love a good backwoods. Guess if we thought about this like this, then helps when you do it in the right spot. Then it's just how do we connect these two? Grid linen is 304. What's the point of making it all if you don't know what to do with it? I guess we have to do something. So maybe front and back are a little different then. It's the only way it's gonna really work. So otherwise it's just that. Make it hard to connect. Something like that. I don't know yet. This is all also going to get taller too, so I got to mess with that. Slowly but surely, I guess. This is the part I'm struggling with. I want it to sort of have a taper outward. But this shape is so goofy the way I came up with it. It's going to make it really hard. These might have to come way out. I don't know. I'm sure Uzin would appreciate. Share the love, you know. Could make it a lot bigger. That might be the way to go. He'd probably smoke it or I summoned him. Want a hit of knife's linen? So finicky. Whatever. Want to get a huge Cuban cigar? Oh, that's the dream. That's what I need for tomorrow. I think my dad has some cigars for the game, football game. Have it on. Good. I knew I loved that man. I've had many cigars when I was quite a bit younger. Went to Europe with my family, and one of the guys, not one of my dad's friends, is a cigar connoisseur, to say the least. Him and his wife are very successful, done very well for themselves, have no kids, they just have a bunch of dogs at any given time, and they like the finer things. Let's say that. And so he would just buy Cuban cigars while we were in Europe every night, and then just give them to us. So I'm like, deal, let's go. I'm not gonna say no to a cigar, especially a Cuban cigar, man. Like that's perfect. Let's go. Any day. I'm not too picky with my cigars, though. I will say that. Move these out of the way. On the server, give me a minute. Nice. But nothing like a nice cigar after a good football game. Assuming we win, which it's like a preseason game, so probably not going to be too hard. What will be your trade? What's he trading? For all your linen? I guess you can bring... Really think about that. You can bring stuff over. Definitely the one I was trying to move. Wait. Oh, didn't move this one yet. Dang it. Started on a character that has no items, so I need to farm. It is a struggle. Dang it. Would be pretty fun though to set up a community server of some kind eventually. Have to mess with it. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff. Not my cup of tea. That's another reason I think the Enshrouded concept, playing Enshrouded, is a slightly better community game. Be nice to add that in. Whew. Getting there. Like how I was like, I'm not going to do this on stream. This is really boring. What do I proceed to do? Do it on stream. Just continue working on it. Mostly just want to see this front area built correctly. Do the back stuff off stream. That's the boring part. Dang it. Over here. Almost 10 already, dude. Holy cow. Where does the time go? Host this server for a while? That'll work. We can work with that. Alright. All this lining up correctly. Crossed, crossed. Gotta make sure I get these windows placed correctly. What are you supporting? There's nothing supporting. Guess I do need that one up there. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. There we go. Sometimes these just work perfectly. This one level. Just doesn't want to place here. This is not supporting anything. I don't understand. What? What are you supporting? This? Don't get it. Whatever. Nothing. I told you. I knew it wasn't supporting anything. One more. No, that's right. Alright. That gets this stuff out of the way. Okay, that's coming together now. It needs one more. I'm gonna raise that up one. Who knows? Nobody knows. Trouble's that? Technically, that correct. Spacing. Random question. What's the smallest build you're happy with, if you have any? Probably this most recent. If you consider each, like, this is a build, this is a build, that's a build, this kind of stuff, maybe this whole thing is a build. That's, like, I built each of these individually as their own things, so, like, that's a build, that's a build. The smallest is probably this little thing. I don't really have small bases anywhere. They all have just sort of formed into massive ones, but in terms of, like, one of the smaller things I've built, this is probably my favorite for something smaller. I think that looks really cool. It still doesn't have any lighting or anything, but that, if you consider this a small build, maybe in the scale of everything else I've built, this is one of my favorite things by far. This is still a pretty big space for most people, but this this whole thing is probably one of my favorite things. This is probably second behind the cathedral. This is definitely my favorite thing I've built. This might be number 2. So, but it's still pretty big. But, like, the only other thing I've really built is the pagoda, which is also, like, massive. So hard to say what some people consider small might be different than my definition. But I really like the bathhouse and that thing. I think they turned out really cool. But I don't really, yeah, I don't have any other small bases whatsoever. I have built a lot, but it's all sort of one big build at this point. Playing the new COD beta, fun. I haven't played COD in so freaking long, dude. Used to live, eat, sleep, and breathe Call of Duty. No way these are supporting anything. Impossible. I do miss the good old zombie days. You know, my buddies would like. It was always a struggle because we couldn't have like everyone in our friend group playing zombies at the same time. There's typically like 5 or 6 people at any given time in the group. But it always made it hard, so we were always like not fighting over it, but you're always lucky if you were the one that like one of the people that got into the final 4, because we played a lot of zombies. Used to have a video of maybe it is on one of my buddies' YouTubes. He still has it. You pick the right thing. Gosh. Dude, I can't grab the right blocks. I know why the vision doesn't work properly with the handy net and third person, but man, not much you can do the way games are made. But man, it can be annoying. Especially because I think my game is finally getting to the point where it's starting to feel a little bit of the, like, as you can see, I get frame drops when I like snap to grid stuff. I think it's finally starting to feel a little bit of the strain of all the lighting and stuff. But it really only lags when I'm using the handy net, so it's something's weird with the handy net and its snap to grid function as well. The zombies these days are so confused. Like, it's so complicated compared to the old days when I used to play. Used to just be get the best weapon. There was pack-a-punching, but it was just get a ray gun and pack-a-punch it. Like, that was the goal. You didn't have to do anything too crazy. That's right. Now all the Easter eggs and stuff alone are nuts. I had my buddy show me one of the, I don't even remember which Call of Duty it is now. Showed me some craziness in one of the newer ones. I was like, dude, what is happening? The one with like the tentacle monsters. Oh, you can have as many pet ants as you want. So if you befriend the ant 6 times, you can have 6 black ants. Dang. I know for a fact this is not supporting that many. That's sweet. I feel like someone asked me that a week or two ago. I don't know. Hopefully. Should, right? That's what I'm not doing. Gotta move it. Okay. We've done it. Wasn't gonna readjust the thing, readjusted the whole thing. Double check I didn't mess it up. Yeah, the proportions already feel like 10 times better. Much, much better. Check this all right. We still have some ash cement to spare. Good stuff. Sweet. Black Ops Zombies. Oh, it's back to normal? Interesting. Yeah, there was some craziness in there. I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, yeah, when this octopus thing runs after you, then you run for your life and you just kite it around the map. And he was doing all the like Easter eggs randomness. I don't even remember what it was. It was so complicated. We spent so many like hours. Like back when I played zombies. Sounds old saying that. It's like there was Easter eggs, but they were so simple. There was nothing complicated about them. Much more simplistic. Boom. Oh no, we're out of mushroom. I've been slacking. Crap. See, I get distracted building like one type of thing. Get all distracted and forget to throw these in the ovens too. What I want to understand, I do have it in slot. Is it because it's in this chest? It's so close. This is the range. This is where my rust is. This is about the range of a chest. Right to here. Because it fits, it works in here. If I'm standing right there. A little closer. So right here to this chest. It's good to know. It's what, like, need to do a test to figure out the exact distance, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 6.5 tiles. That's, yeah, about a half, but it's also on an angle. It might be 7-ish. Not very far. Play a lot with my design to make sure every chest could reach, yeah. I think that's gonna be the major... I don't really need every chest, because, like, I'm gonna have a chest for every bug piece, and, like, I don't use larva things or ant pieces, or like I don't use any of that hardly ever. So I'm not super worried about it all functioning perfectly. I mean, obviously there's just no way it's going to function perfectly all the way around with how much I'm planning to do, but I just need the vast majority of these to work. I think this is going to be probably about enough. Be close. But I think it should be able to reach close to this second level fairly easily. But in some way, shape, or form, it's going to have to be a high-functioning base overall, so I'm going to have to keep it semi-simple to make sure we don't do anything too dumb and make it not work. Then it's, like, pointless to make this whole thing again. No reason to redo this whole base if we're not going to make it work as... Maybe not, it's not going to be the most functional base you could possibly build, of course, but it has to be pretty functioning. A smaller layout would be much more efficient overall, but that's not the goal. We gotta show people we can build massive things and make them work well. I want more of this. My favorite detail so far on this build. I'm just not sure how else I want to do it. Like, it just kind of feels clunky on this wall. Doesn't feel as integrated because this is so inset in the middle that, like, this makes more sense to do that. Gonna have to mess with it for sure, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. Otherwise, it is coming together. I actually could have a secret entrance through here, now that I think about it. Would be a pretty good place to do it. Do another one. Found an iron deposit that is not in the shroud with no enemies. Unless it's a different one than I'm thinking. There's one that's in a non... It's in the middle-ish of the shroud. Whew. Excuse me. Oh. Got me. Pretty sure there's one in the not in the shroud, but that's fairly easy to access. It's a nice little spot. We could do something like that. I like that. Makes this little thing. I just made this randomly for no reason whatsoever. So this makes it actually like chills from sneezing. This makes this actually like a useful little spot. Like, fall down, you can get back into the space. And I have so much room over here, it just makes sense to like continue to connect these things together. I think I have to. Some cleanup done over here. Top left, desert, and a cave. Ah, definitely not where I'm thinking then. Perfect. Need that. Might need some of that. Won't need any of this. Ant, quiet down over there. Slowly get this stuff cleaned up a bit more. I have so much weird empty space in this that I don't know what to do with. I'm sure I'll figure out something. I always do, but... I don't even need to make mushrooms. I just need to go through and pick up all the stuff I've wasted. I think the spot that I know of for iron is top right or something like that. Go to bed. Good night. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm probably heading out here soon as well, so no worries. Let me out. Sound Max makes when he takes damage is funny. I like him specifically because he does a voice line where he like eats food. He's like, and the way he does it just sounds like my brother when he's trying to be annoying. So I had to keep it. He's definitely an interesting character at times, but just that one voice line is why I have to keep him. Dang, dude, this thing's getting big. This is way bigger than I had intentionally, like, originally planned for. Like, massive. Holy cow. I definitely need more detail somewhere in there, because it looks huge. It's so big. It's gonna be great, though. I really wish I could fit those stupid things in these windows. That detail would help break this up. This detail would help break it up so much. It's exactly what these walls need. It's like exactly what they need. Dang it. Even have them up here. I guess this is a different design. It's not in the windows, never mind. Thing's huge. It's gonna look great. It's gonna be a great thumbnail though, like to have something down here standing in one of these areas and like looking up at this. It's gonna look awesome. I'm liking it. Alrighty. I'm pretty tired. I started a little earlier tonight, so I'm gonna call it here. Go hang out with the wife or something for a few. Got a long day tomorrow with the game as well. It's gonna be a full day of events. So I'm gonna call it here. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Hope everyone has a great rest of their night. And a great rest of their weekend. I will definitely not be streaming tomorrow. I'm not gonna be back till way later than this probably. So I will catch everyone on Monday or Tuesday after the long weekend. I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.